Hello and welcome to Upper Clyde Parish Church online. At this midpoint of the year and at the beginning of a new month, we are moving from the Old Testament today and our series on David and going across to the New Testament. And over the next wee while, we'll be spending some time in the Gospel of Mark. And today in our time of worship, we find ourselves in the early stages of Jesus' public ministry and hear what happens when he decides to take a trip back home. And from that, we'll be spending time reflecting on themes around welcome and hospitality, acceptance and rejection. As for church notices, I feel the need for a bit of a wee drum roll. We are in the early stages of planning an event, and that's a phrase I didn't think I'd be using for a long time, having been in lockdown for ages. But once the regulations are lifted in August, we are trying to get an event up and running. Now, unless the Scottish Government changes its reopening trajectory, we are aiming to have a car boot sale in the church car park, along with a refreshment stall and home baking, a tombola, and a wee competition for a special prize. So, a chance to clear out any of those items that might have been lurking in your cupboards for a little bit too long and to recycle them to others who might find them useful. And it's also a brilliant opportunity to gather together outdoors for a bit of a social event with neighbours and friends. So, it's exciting times. And the usual reminder here, obviously, that you need to take those necessary precautions as we gather for this outdoor event. But closer to the time, I'll be putting out a call for volunteers for some baking and, if possible, for some helpers on the day itself. So please pray for sunny weather. The date of our car boot sale is the 21st of August, Saturday the 21st of August, which would normally be the day of the Abington show. And of the 7 Abington shows that I've been to, only one has been a sunny day. So yeah, as I said, please pray for good weather. And anyway, if you'd like to organise a pitch to sell any items, our contact for this is Heather Craig. You can see her number just below the screen here. And posters will be going up over the next few weeks with more details. But we aim to kick off the event at 10:30 and finish by 1:30. And those of you thinking about having a pitch would be able to turn up and get yourselves prepared from 9:30. Anyway, something to look forward to, something to put into the calendar for late August. And as it's both a fundraiser and a fundraiser, just to say that all proceeds will be split equally between Clydesdale Food Bank and Upper Clyde Church. Now, thinking about the Scottish Government timetable for easing of restrictions, in theory, this will happen on the 9th of August, which means for us, for in-person worship, we'll be able to actually finally sing our hymns on Sunday the 15th. Now, if this does come to pass, I've decided to make that first Sunday a Songs of Praise Sunday for worship, and I'll be making use of some of the very many hymns that you've been passing along to me, and we'll have a really good sing that Sunday. So here's hoping, and yes, there's still time to keep on sending in hymns. I'm always happy to get your hymn choices. And one more wee thing, which is a reminder about potato recipes. If you have any recipes that feature the humble potato as the main ingredient, do send them along to either Angela Brightson or myself so that we can put together some recipe cards or a wee cookbook for later in the year as we move to harvest time and the harvesting of all the potatoes that you're all growing around the parish for our Let's Get Growing project. Thanks for bearing with me through all these notices. And as we move now into our time of worship, let's be still a moment and let's take time to prepare ourselves to meet with God in worship. Our call to worship. The greatness and power of God are such a contrast to our weakness, yet our God loves us. The holiness and goodness of God are such a contrast to our own human nature, yet our God loves us. So come, offer your praise, come, offer your thanksgiving, and give glory and honour to God, ever faithful and ever with us. Let us worship God. Our opening hymn is My Life Flows On in Endless Song. How can I keep from singing?